Hey, my friend. Welcome back to the Chill English Podcast. I'm your host, Brian, and as always, I'm so happy you're here with me today. Take a deep breath, exhale, and just relax. Whether you're walking, lying in bed, washing the dishes, or just looking out the window, I hope this time feels like a warm cup of tea for your mind. Today's topic is a deep one. It's not just about language, it's about life. Let me ask you a simple question, but one that can change everything. Would you rather live a long life or a meaningful one? Take a second. Let that question sink in. It's not an easy one, is it? You see, in this episode, we're going to explore what it truly means to live a long life and what it means to live a meaningful life. And maybe, just maybe, by the end of our talk, you'll get a little closer to understanding which one you're really chasing. Or, if you can have both. So, grab your quiet space and let's get thoughtful. Let's get real. Are you ready? Let's begin. Let's begin by exploring the first part of today's big question. What exactly is a long life? When we hear the phrase, a long life, most of us picture someone living well into their 80s, 90s, or even beyond 100. A full life, stretched over decades, marked by hundreds of birthdays, thousands of sunrises, and countless moments shared with loved ones. We imagine this person growing old gracefully, with silver hair and a gentle smile, sitting in a cozy chair, telling stories to grandchildren who gather around their feet. It's a beautiful image. And for many people, this is the dream, to live a long, healthy, and peaceful life. To wake up each morning for as many years as possible, to enjoy quiet mornings with tea, holidays with family, and memories that stretch back through the years like an old photo album. And society encourages us to pursue this. We're constantly told to eat well, exercise regularly, avoid harmful habits, manage our stress, and get enough sleep. All in the hope that we can add just a few more years to our time here on Earth. We chase after longevity like it's the ultimate prize, as if more time automatically means more happiness. But here's a gentle question I want to ask you, one that might stir something deeper within you. Is the number of years we live the true measure of life? You see, there's a quiet truth that many people don't talk about. Some individuals live for 90 or 100 years, but only truly feel alive for a very small part of that time. They follow the same routines, day after day. Wake up, eat, work, scroll, sleep, repeat. No excitement, no passion, no connection. Just time passing, like sand through fingers, and a feeling that something important might be missing. Living a long life doesn't always mean living a rich life. It's like reading a really long book, hundreds of pages, but the story never really touches your heart. It goes on, but when you close the final page, you don't feel anything. You just feel done. And I wonder, how many people are quietly living like that right now? Still breathing, still moving, but not really living. They're holding on to life by habit, not by passion. I'm not saying that living a long life is wrong. Not at all. It's a gift, a chance to experience more, love more, grow more. But without intention, without meaning, those extra years can feel empty, like a song that goes on too long but loses its melody halfway through. So let me ask you again, do you want more years or do you want deeper years? Would you rather count the days or make every day count? As you sit with that thought, I want to gently guide you into the next part of our conversation. Because now that we've looked at what a long life is, it's time to ask an even more powerful question. What does it mean to live a meaningful life? Let's find out together. Now that we've taken time to understand what it means to live a long life, let's gently turn the page and explore something even more important. What does it mean to live a meaningful life? Unlike a long life, which is measured by the simple ticking of time, birthdays, calendars, and the number of candles on a cake, a meaningful life is far more subtle, far more personal, and much more difficult to define. It doesn't depend on how many days we live, but rather on how deeply we live the days we are given. A meaningful life is not always loud or filled with dramatic accomplishments. It doesn't always come with awards, applause, or public recognition. In fact, many of the most meaningful lives go unnoticed by the world, but are deeply felt by the people lucky enough to be close to them. Sometimes, meaning is found in the quiet moments. A mother rocking her child to sleep after a long day. A friend listening without judgment when you're going through a storm. A stranger offering a warm smile that reminds you you're not alone. These moments don't make headlines, but they shape hearts. They build invisible bridges between people, and they leave behind a legacy far more powerful than money or fame. You see, to live meaningfully is to live with intention. To wake up each day not just to survive, but to contribute. To love, to create, to connect. It's asking yourself, what kind of energy am I bringing into the world today? What do I stand for, and who do I want to be, even when no one is watching? Have you ever met someone whose life was tragically short, yet their presence left an impact that stretched far beyond their years? Their kindness stayed with you. Their wisdom shaped you. Their courage inspired you. And long after they were gone, their life still echoed in your heart. That is the mark of a meaningful life. Meaning is not tied to how long you live, but to how awake you are while you're living. You can live 100 years and still feel like something was missing. Or you can live 30 or 40 powerful, intentional years and touch more lives than you ever imagined. It's not the clock that makes life rich. It's the choices we make and the love we give while the clock is ticking. And perhaps the most beautiful thing about meaning is this. It doesn't require perfect circumstances. You don't need to be rich, famous, or wildly successful to live meaningfully. You just need to be present, truly present, in the life you already have. You need to care, to be kind, to stay curious, to ask bigger questions, to listen, not just to others, but to your own heart. So let me ask you, gently but honestly, are you living a meaningful life today? Or are you just moving through the motions, hoping something changes on its own? It's okay if you're still figuring it out. We all are. Meaning isn't something you find once and then check off your list. It's something you create, moment by moment, action by action, choice by choice. And every day is a new chance to start again. In the next part of our journey, we're going to bring these two paths together. Can we live both a long life and a meaningful one? Is it possible to balance both, or must we choose? Let's find out in the next chapter of this conversation. All right, my friend, we've come a long way in this conversation. We've talked about what it means to live a long life, what it means to live a meaningful one. But maybe now you're asking the most important question of all. What do I do with this? How do I actually live a more meaningful life? And I want to say this gently, but clearly, you don't need a perfect plan or a big life change to begin. You just need a little intention and a little courage to start. Because meaning isn't something you wait for. Meaning is something you build, step by step, moment by moment, choice by choice. So let me share with you a few gentle but powerful ways you can begin today. Take a quiet moment, maybe after this episode ends, and ask yourself a simple question. What actually matters to me? And don't rush it. I'm not talking about what your parents want, what social media celebrates, or what your friends expect. I'm talking about what you, deep in your heart, value the most. Maybe it's connection. Maybe it's creativity, honesty, faith, service, or freedom. Whatever it is, just naming it is the beginning of meaning. Write it down somewhere. Stick it on your wall. Keep it close. Because when you know what matters, you can begin to align your life with it, slowly, but surely. Let's be honest, so many of us are chasing a version of success that doesn't actually belong to us. We follow the crowd. We compare ourselves to others. But meaning often comes when we stop and ask, what does a successful life look like to me? Close your eyes and imagine your life 5 years from now. What are you doing? Who are you with? And more importantly, how does it feel? Maybe success for you is having peace in your heart, a small circle of people you love, and work that brings you joy. Maybe it's adventure, freedom, and making a difference in your own way. Whatever it is, own it. Because when your goals are aligned with your values, every step forward becomes meaningful. This doesn't have to be a big deal. You don't need to write a book or start a business tomorrow. But you can do something small today that brings meaning into your life. Call a friend and really listen. Say thank you with your heart. Spend 10 minutes working on a dream you've been putting off. Help someone who needs it. Sit quietly and reflect. Even lighting a candle and saying, "Today, I'm choosing presence over pressure," can be powerful. Meaning lives in the small things, done with intention and love. Now this one's tough, and I say it with a lot of empathy. We all want to feel safe. We want to know what's coming. We want guarantees. But real life? It doesn't give us many of those. And chasing control too tightly can actually steal the joy and meaning from our lives. So try this instead. Focus on what you can control. How you show up, how you speak to others, what you choose to believe, how honest you are with yourself. When we let go of the need to control everything, we actually become more free to live deeply and with heart, even in uncertain times. Here's one of the most beautiful truths I know. You don't need to be famous or wealthy to leave a legacy. You just need to love well. Every kind word, every moment of patience, every time you forgive, every time you show up when it's hard. Those are the traces of you that stay behind in the world. And in the end, that's what most people remember. Not how long you lived, but how you made them feel. Not the number of days, but the depth of love. So if you're listening to this right now and thinking, maybe I've wasted too much time, I want to pause and tell you this: you haven't. Not at all. The fact that you're here, reflecting on these questions, means something is already shifting inside you. You're not too late. You're right on time. Start today. Start small. And trust that even the tiniest step toward meaning is already a beautiful act of courage. In the final part coming up next, we'll tie everything together with a simple reflection, one that reminds us what really makes life worth living. I'll meet you there. All right, before we wrap things up today, let's slow things down and spend a little time with words. Yes, it's time for our favorite segment, vocabulary time. These are a few important words we used in today's episode. Understanding them better can help you not just improve your English, but also connect more deeply with the ideas we talked about. Let's go through them, one by one. The first word is longevity. It simply means living a long life. We often use it when talking about health or aging. For example, many people dream of longevity, living a long, healthy life filled with happy moments. But remember, just living a long time doesn't always mean the life is meaningful. That's why today's topic matters. Next up is fulfillment. This is a warm word. It means that deep feeling of satisfaction, like when your life feels complete or meaningful. Here's how we use it. She felt a deep sense of fulfillment after following her passion for teaching children. It's not about being rich or perfect. It's about doing what feels right in your heart. Now let's talk about purpose. Your purpose is the reason behind what you do. It's what gives direction and meaning to your actions. For example, once he discovered his purpose, even his hard days started to make more sense. When you live with purpose, even small things can feel important. Another powerful word is legacy. Your legacy is what you leave behind after you're gone. Your impact, your kindness, your values. For example, her legacy wasn't money or fame. It was the love she gave to her family and friends. You don't need to be famous to leave a legacy. Just being kind can be enough. This next one's a bit deeper, existential. It's used when we're talking about the big questions in life. Why are we here? What's the meaning of life? For example, after losing his job, he started asking existential questions about his life and future. It's a heavy word, but it's okay to ask those big questions. That's how we grow. And finally, we have value-driven. This means making choices based on your personal values, not just on money, pressure, or what others think. For instance, she made a value-driven decision to take a job that matched her beliefs, even though it paid less. A value-driven life is often more meaningful because it's true to who you really are. So there you go, 6 powerful words, all connected to the kind of life we're talking about today. Let these words stay with you, not just in your vocabulary, but in your journey. Now, ready to close this episode with one final reflection? Let's move to the last part. And just like that, we've reached the end of today's episode. If you're still with me, thank you. Seriously, thank you for spending this time with me, reflecting on one of the most important questions we can ask ourselves. Are we chasing a long life or a meaningful one? I truly hope this episode gave you something to think about, something that stays with you, not just today, but for days to come. And hey, if you enjoyed this episode or if something I said really connected with you, don't keep it to yourself. Leave a comment, give it a like, or share it with someone who might need to hear it too. It means a lot, and it helps this little podcast grow. If you'd like to go a bit deeper, I've also prepared a free downloadable PDF that includes the vocabulary we covered today, plus a few reflection prompts to help you explore your own thoughts. You can find the link in the description below. Until next time, take care of yourself. Live with purpose, not just time. And remember, it's never too late to start living meaningfully. Bye.